Yeah, we back, and this is Royal Black, and I am the man that they call T-Can. But before we even get into the video, I want to address a few things that I've seen in the comments. Some people are just not taking this serious. Some people think that this is a Ponzi scheme. Some people are asking, why am I talking about this on YouTube? Why not move in silence? And some people are wondering why I need so many people. So let me be clear from the beginning. I'm not collecting a penny from anybody.
Just put the money right here, please. That's 20, 40, 45. Thank you, that is perfect.
I'm not asking anybody to cash out me, Zelle me, donate to me, or put money in my personal account. That's not what this is. What I'm talking about is the idea of creating a legal cooperative.
We are building our own future. This cooperative belongs to all of us. Together we stand.
Where members would eventually have rules, bylaws, voting rights, legal documents, banking controls, attorneys, accountants, and a structure where the money does not belong to one person. So if somebody's calling it a Ponzi scheme, I understand the concern. Because black people have been scammed before. We have seen people use black pain, black hope, and black frustration to take advantage of people. So I do not blame anybody for being cautious. But cautious and confusion are not the same thing. A Ponzi scheme is where money from new people are used to pay old people. And there is no real product, no real asset, no real business underneath it. That's not what I'm describing. What I'm describing is a cooperative structure where people could eventually pool resources together to buy real estate property, develop real estate, create businesses, and build something that actually has assets behind it.
Welcome to the new Black Wall Street.
And again, I'm not collecting money. Right now, this conversation, this is research. This is planning. This is me saying, if we are serious about building the next Black Wall Street, what would the structure actually look like? Think of it like this. I'm not serving dinner yet. I have not sent out the invitations. I have not bought the groceries. I have not put anything in the pot. I have not cooked the meal. I am not standing at the table with plates ready to serve. Right now, I'm simply asking, should we even plan the dinner party? That is where we are. Some people say, move in silence. Been listening to Lil Weezy. That sounds good, but I moved in silence for over 30 years and nobody cared. Nobody was interested. Nobody wanted to participate. Nobody wanted to talk about building anything serious.
Let's build a new Black Wall Street together. We need to build our own community. Please, we need to unite. Why does no one care?
So I made a decision. If I cannot find enough people privately, then I have to speak publicly. Not because I want the attention, not because I wanted my face on YouTube. To be honest, I did not want to put my face out here like this. I know, and you should know too, there can be consequences. I know people can misunderstand me. I know people want to misunderstand me.
Hey! Don't lay your palm flat on that tabletop!
I know that some people may even get angry just because black people are talking about building something for ourselves. And you can check some of my comments to see that. But at some point, silence becomes useless. If we keep saying that we need group economics, but no one is willing to organize out loud, then how does anything ever start? This video is not me saying everybody should pack up and move tomorrow. I already said that would not be a good idea. In fact, it would be foolish.
We need to move fast.
I've got the kitchen packed.
Let's get these to the truck.
This is not me saying everybody should quit their jobs, sell their homes, and run to East St. Louis. That's not the plan. The plan starts with education. What is a co-op? How does a co-op work? What type of co-op would we need? What would the bylaws look like? How would membership work? How would money be protected? Who would control the decisions? How do we prevent one person from hijacking the project? How do we keep this from becoming a scam? Those are the questions that I want to start answering. Because if we cannot answer those questions, then we are not ready to build anything. So let's start with the basics. A cooperative or co-op is an organization owned and controlled by its members. A lot of people already are connected to a co-op and may not even think about it. For example, a credit union is a financial cooperative. When you are a member of a credit union, you are not just a customer in the same way you are with a regular bank. You are technically a member owner. Now, most of us don't experience it that way. Most of us just deposit money, withdraw money, apply for loans, and go about our business. We're not sitting in meetings every week voting on every decision. But the basic idea is still the same. The members are the foundation of the organization. And nobody's calling a credit union a Ponzi scheme.
I've been trying to get my money out of this credit union for days. I honestly think it's just a giant Ponzi scheme.
So when we are talking about creating a co-op for a new Black Wall Street, I am not talking about one person owning everything. I am not talking about me controlling everybody's money. I am talking about a member-owned structure where the members would have rules, rights, responsibilities, and a voice. And the first co-op I believe we would need is a real estate co-op. Why? Because before you can create businesses, before you can open stores, before you can create housing, before you can talk about hotels, restaurants, grocery stores, offices, or commercial districts, you need control of real estate. You need land. You need buildings. You need property. So the first serious step would not be buying a random hotel or opening up one store and calling it Black Wall Street. The first serious step would be creating a legal structure that can acquire, hold, develop, and manage real estate. Now that brings me to another question people may have. Why do I keep talking about 25,000 people? The reason is not because I pulled a big number out of my ass.
And there it is. A clean 25,000.
I did not randomly say 25,000 because it sounded good. I said 25,000 because numbers matter. Numbers matter when you are trying to build something serious. First, numbers create buying power. If one person walks into a city and says, I want to buy one house, that person has very little leverage. The seller can ask top dollar. The seller can say, take it or leave it. And even if that person buys that one house, what did they really control? They control one house. But somebody can come in and buy the house next door, on the other side, across the street, and behind you. And before you know it, you are surrounded by people that don't share the same vision as you. They do not care about the same mission and may even work against whatever it is that you are trying to build. A Black Wall Street cannot be one house. It cannot be one business sitting by itself, surrounded by people and institutions that have no interest in seeing it grow. If we are serious about building something, we need control of enough land, enough property, enough economic activity to create an actual district, not just a symbol. That is why numbers matter. If a co-op has 10 people, that may be enough to start a conversation. If a co-op has 100 people, that may be enough to organize, research, legal work, and some planning. If a co-op has 1,000 people, now you may have enough people to start building real momentum. But if a co-op has 25,000 people, with each member contributing at least $1,000 over time, now we're talking about $25 million in potential buying power. And if the long-term goal is $3,000 per member, that would be $75 million in potential buying power. That changes the conversation. Now, we're not just asking, can we buy one abandoned house? Now we can ask, can we negotiate for 50 properties? Can we negotiate for 100 properties? Can we acquire a block? Can we acquire several blocks? Can we buy vacant lots, commercial buildings, apartment buildings, and land in a coordinated way? That is the difference. One person buying one house, that's a personal investment. Thousands of people pooling resources through a legal co-op is institutional power. The second reason we need numbers is land control. Scattered ownership will not work. If we buy one property over here and one property over there and one property down there, another property 5 miles away, that may be real estate investing, but that is not community building. To build something like a new Black Wall Street, the co-op would need to think in clusters. A cluster could be one block, then several connected blocks, then maybe a commercial strip. Then vacant lots can be used for parking, gardens, farms, small businesses, or new construction. The goal should not be just to own random properties. The goal should be to create zones of control where the co-op can actually shape the environment. Because if we don't control the land around the project, somebody else can come in and control it. And if somebody else controls everything around us, then we do not really control the future of what we are building. If we start investing in a place, other people may start investing too. Some people may do it because they see the opportunity. Some people may do it because they want to profit from what we are building. And some people may do it for no other reason than to block us from expanding. And that is why buying one house here and one building there is not enough. We have to think ahead. We have to think about land control before the land around us gets bought up by people who do not share our mission. The third reason we need numbers is protection. History teaches us that building wealth is only part of the equation. Protecting that wealth is the other part. When people talk about Black Wall Street, they usually talk about the success. They talk about the businesses, the money, the property, the doctors, the lawyers, the hotels, the restaurants, the grocery stores, and the economic power. But we also have to talk about the lesson. It was not enough to build it. It also had to be protected. And it wasn't. And I don't mean that in a reckless way. I'm not talking about violence. I'm not talking about chaos. I'm not talking about anybody breaking any law. I'm talking about lawful protection, legal protection, financial protection, insurance, security systems, attorneys, political representation, emergency planning, property management, licensed security where needed, strong relationships with the local government, strong relationships with the police department, the fire department, building inspectors, zoning officials, and the courts. Because if we're serious about building something valuable, then we have to be serious about protecting it from people who may want to exploit it, sabotage it, sue it, buy around it, divide it, destroy it, run a road through it, all of the same stories that we have seen before. That is the reason this cannot be one person. One person can buy a house, but one person cannot protect a movement. One person cannot monitor every property, attend every city meeting, fight every lawsuit, manage every business, secure every building, handle every inspection, and defend the mission from every angle. It takes members, it takes people, it takes professionals, it takes legal minds, financial minds, construction minds, security minds, political minds, business minds, and community organizers. And the fourth reason we need numbers is political power. If we're talking about investing in a city, especially a city like East St. Louis, we cannot ignore politics. Property decisions are political. Zoning is political. Permits is political. Inspection is political. Taxes is political. Police protection, political. Schools, political. Infrastructure is political. So if we are going to invest millions of dollars into a city, we cannot afford to be politically invisible. This is another reason why I believe 25,000 people is the right number. That matters because of the current population, 20,000 people. If enough co-op members eventually lived, invested, worked, organized in the same place, and if those members were aligned on the direction of the project, then we would not have to simply hope that the existing political structure supports us. We could become part of the political structure. We could be police officers. We could be judges. We could be lawyers. We could be zoning officials. We could attend meetings. We could vote in local elections. We could demand accountability. We can make sure that the people making decisions about the city understands that the co-op is not just a handful of dreamers. It's an organized group of people with money, property, votes, and a long-term plan. But don't think that I just threw the number out there. It is about power. It is about control. It is about protection. It is about police influence. It's about all of the things that you probably have absolutely no say or control over where you currently live. It's about making sure that if we have something, we have enough people to defend it, to grow it, to keep it from being taken, blocked, surrounded before we even get a chance to stand. So when I say 25,000 people, I am not just talking about money. I'm talking about capacity. I'm talking about enough people to invest, enough people to build, enough people to monitor, enough people to vote, enough people to show up, enough people to work, enough people to protect the investment, enough people to make the project too organized to ignore. So no, this is not a Ponzi scheme. No, I'm not asking anybody to send me money. No, I am not telling everybody to pack up and move tomorrow. And no, I do not believe that silence is enough or effective. What I'm doing is laying out the beginning of a blueprint. And the first part of that blueprint is understanding what a co-op is, why real estate has to come first, why numbers matter, and why any version of a new Black Wall Street has to be built with structure, protection, and accountability from the beginning. This is your man that they call T-Can, and thank you for tuning in to Royal Black. And until next time.